Hey guys, and welcome back to the Alchemical Oracle. Today we're going to talk about how to create a petition. So let's sit and chat about putting spell work together and working with words and understanding how to speak when doing spell work. Number one don't with this is do not ever use words like I wish, I want, could, should, anything based in scarcity, okay? You want to bring those ideas in and speak in present tense. I am grateful that ... has happened. I am grateful that this is happening. If you're doing a protection spell, right, you're going to be grateful first, speak what it is that you want to happen, and then I would suggest I always use a statement like, this does not know me. If I'm trying to pull something in, this knows me well. This finds me any way it can. But basically what you want to do is you want to state affirmative actions. And even better if you can use words like I command, right? You want to use statements like I command, I call forth, I invoke, I am grateful that such and such has happened. And this is the way it made me feel. These are the results it gave me. And these are some of the things that I couldn't even have imagined would happen. And I'm so grateful to ... Now, if you're doing a spell and you're thanking yourself because you didn't invoke any other spirits but yourself, then good, do that. And be grateful to your higher self for I am present. I suggest that when doing spell work, you call at least on one entity. This is just my, personal perspective. I work with entities. Obviously, I'm a psychic medium. I always suggest to call in at least one entity, even if that entity is a spirit guide, an ancestor, or your ancestral team, okay? Your higher self, I am presence, your God self, the creator. These are the basics that you should call upon every time you do any type of work, okay? Before we get into deities, before we get into anybody else, if you can call upon the basics of your spirit team, ancestral team, and your higher selves, you'll be locked in. Now, let's even tap in a little bit further. If you are working with a deity, okay? Most deities, like let's say, for example, Santa Marta. Santa Marta is mostly used for workings that require mental, emotional manipulation, typically when it comes to getting your man together, okay? But most deities can do anything, right? I work with Santa Marta on plenty of things outside of love. It also helps to get mindsets correctly and see things that weren't previously seen in a good light, understanding what delusions and misconceptions that you have and getting rid of them. So everyone has something different. When I work with Thoth, the very first spell I ever did with Thoth was a love spell, okay? And I'm still living the results of that love spell today, okay? When I'm telling you that shit ain't down. So when it comes to petitions, make sure that your wording is good. You speak in present tense and you take the time to figure out what it is that you want. Now, below, you're going to find a list of questions that will assist you in bringing forth a good spell working, okay? Now, this worksheet is just going to help you figure out the details of your spell and to give you some journaling exercises so that you can really work out what it is that you actually want. So, for example, when you're looking at a petition, what is it that you want to happen? Is what you want to happen a gateway for something else to happen? So let's say, for example, you're doing a money spell and you're doing that money spell so that you can get a car, right? Because you want a particular car, but you're doing a money spell to get the money for the car. Instead of doing the money spell to get money to then get a car, do a spell for the car, include the money spell inside of the spell for the car, right? If you know you don't have enough bread, but you need a car, the spell you need to be doing is for a car. I have A, B, and C, D car, right? I'm grateful. This is the lifestyle it brings me. This is the way I'm be able to get to work. I'm not gonna have to ride the bus anymore. I'm not gonna have to do this. I'm not gonna have to ask people for a ride anymore. And it just makes me so grateful that I could just get up and go whenever the fuck I want. I'm so grateful that I have bread in my bank account month after month, able to pay my bills. I have an emergency fund that allows me to keep the maintenance up on my car, and any random shit that happens, if I get a flat tire, I got the bread to pay for it, because the way that this car comes to me and the lifestyle that it brings me, it allows me to then take care of it and take care of the rest of my lifestyle. You got to think about, like, how is it going to invoke you to grow? And spirit loves growth. So if you're asking for something, if it involves you growing, elevating, thriving, changing, maturing, that is going to get you right here so much faster, right? So if there's something you want, you need to think about the scope of it and to understand that every single thing that enters your life comes for a reason, and it comes for a season. If it doesn't come from a season and it's long term, what is the lasting lesson that comes with it? For example, if you don't have no children and you want a car, this car is going to teach you how to take care of something diligently. It's going to teach you how to pay bills consistently. It's going to help you build your credit if you have to do payments, right? Or if you're someone who needs a tax write-off, it's going to give me tax write-offs because I got to use my car for business, and then I have to use my car for this, and I got to use my car for that, and I can write off the depreciation. Whatever the case may be, what is this car doing? What benefit does it give you? What benefit does it give the personality of you? What growth as a person will you grow into? What growth as a worker? What growth as a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a single person, right? What will it allow you to do? What type of freedom and access and blah, blah, blah will it give you? You got to think through those things. And I particularly, not everybody needs the extra thought, but baby, I'm a manifesting generator. When you get that thing rolling and you get the full idea and scope, it's easy to tap into the energy when it's time to sit down and do the spell. Because not only do you have an idea, you can sit down and you can script that idea of a day in the life of when you just got that car, maybe day 2 of the car, right? You just got it. Oh my God, I woke up this morning, honey, and I got my keys. I put my clothes on. I look good. Took myself out to breakfast. Okay. I went to my boo house and we did dot. And then we did this and this and this. Then I was able to go to work. I didn't have to worry about this and that, or talking to people about this and that. Like, I was just able to get up and go. I didn't have to spend hours and hours on the bus or the train getting to where I needed to go. So I had a lot more free time, right? I maybe stopped and filled up my tank because, I just got paid. Okay. So my car is doing its thing. Like, I want you to get that into your brain. Like, how am I living, right? What's the day in the life? Who are the people that share this benefit with me? And then how am I able to elevate that? How am I able to grow from that, right? And that day in the life might only cover the lifestyle piece, but you can work into your petition, your growth areas, right? Because if you're able to get a better job because you're able to drive further to get to that job, right? Let's talk about that. So maybe you do a spell to get a job, but then to realize that that job is really far. So you've been traveling really far to go to that job. Now you do a spell for a car. So now you're able to get to work on a quicker time schedule. You don't have to be tired and feeling groggy all the time because you had to wake up super early so you could get here on time. Now it's just like, oh, okay, I get in. I'm able to drive to work. I come home. I feel good. Like, I'm less tired. I have more time with my family. Or I have more time to care for myself. I have more time to recuperate. I have more time to put into myself so that I can feel more blah, blah, blah. If you have a side hustle, well, now I have more time to work on my side hustle because I would have been spending an hour or two on the way back home or the way to the work. So I want you to think about that. I also want you to think about, okay, if, let's say, for example, you need a job, right? And we're talking about, I mean, come on, baby, we in this climate. A lot of people want to work from home. So if you're looking for a work from home job and you do a spell to get a job where you could work from home, well, what does it feel like to work from home? What does it feel like to get up in the morning, do some quick shit from the head to the waist and get on camera and work and do whatever it is that you need to do, and then turn your camera off and get back in the bed, or turn your camera off and go make some dinner? But you've been at home all day. You can relax in your home. You can feel comfortable. Like, you don't have to worry about people getting on your nerves, but they on the camera, honey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what type of vibes does it give you? Are you able to eat better because now you can make those meals at home? Like, I really want you to think through some of these ideas, because that allows you to set in the lifestyle, especially if you're not living that lifestyle right now. If you don't have anything in remote too, like let's say it's less stress, you don't have to commute, all of these things, that cuts down your monthly costs, right? So not only are you maybe making more money than you were making before, but now you have more leftover money because you're not spending all your time out in traffic, or you're not spending all your time eating out because you're at home. So you don't need to do that. And you can prepare your meals. You can order meal prep subscriptions that come weekly. And even though that might be a cost, it might be exponentially less, right? You can be out here getting 5 meals, 1 meal per day that you eat during lunch for like $75, $90 max. Just I get up, you know, I'm on my lunch, I put the shit in the microwave, I'll pull it out. Today I'm eating marsala chicken with broccoli and green beans. We're talking about lifestyle here. And as your lifestyle expands, your ease expands, your stress decreases. Okay, you're able to create a softer life for yourself, a more spongy platform of not feeling like you're stuck, that you're stagnant, that you're wringed dry, right? You are abundant. You're abundant in time. You're abundant in good feelings, of feeling joy. You're abundant in allowing yourself to move into particular areas and to accommodate yourself in them. So when I'm telling you, like, when you're doing petitions, make sure that you fill out what that day in a life looks like. You fill out some of these bigger ideas of how it assists you to grow. Okay. Now, what else needs to be included in your petition? I suggest that you make a sigil. Okay. For most things, you will either work with that idea at least one more time. Okay. Because usually your very first spell working on something, whether that's money, whether that's work, career, there's always something. I suggest making sigils, and I typically keep a record of what sigils I used for what. Some people prefer to, you know, make the sigil and then get rid of it. But I feel like if you know that over time you'll be using this same work or this same idea, like when I work with certain clients, I'll make them a sigil. If I know I'm working with them over time through multiple works, I can pull that sigil up, right? Because it's the same intention, and I'm going to be working with that sigil each time. So I'm adding on to that spell work with that sigil each time, right? So there are workings that I do for myself that I know I'm building upon something. So I have sigils pre-laid out, right? I have ideas and symbols pre-laid out that I just pull back up, I put them back in together, and then I make the working again. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about how you could build on top of what you've already done. And I suggest getting a grimoire or something and just writing out what you did, why you did it, because you're going to forget about it. That's the point of a sigil. You're going to forget that it exists. You're going to forget why it exists. You're going to forget all of that shit. And that is exactly what's supposed to happen. So that's why you write it down. So when it's time to work on something, you can come back and look through your sigils and say, oh, well, I used this one before. This is how it played out. This is how the spell work played out. I have this journal, So I know that maybe I won't use the sigil again, and maybe I'll swap it out for a new one, or maybe I'm gonna build upon this sigil because it's only been like maybe 2 or 3 months since I've used it, and I feel like I'm still experiencing that progression. So you can really tap in when it comes to sigils with your petition. The next thing that you can use with your petition is planetary influences and runes. I am a huge rune person. What I'm telling you, when it comes to spell work, honey, runes is my favorite. Now, I'm going to give you a few books that you can try. Now, this book, this is a big baby. She's my big kahuna. I love her, but she retails for like $35. And this is an encyclopedia of spells. So if you're the type of person who needs like you need something to tell you what to do, I suggest buying spell encyclopedias and then basically like changing the spell up to meet your needs. The first time you ever do a spell, I suggest doing it by the book because it's easier and you have more confidence in it. But once you get used to getting some type of result, go ahead and start shifting it, making it your own, changing up the words, etc., etc. Everything I've told you on how to create a petition in this video has essentially prepared you for creating your own work. You do not have to make that shit rhyme. It's cute though when you do. And I will give you another, what's the word? I'll give you another nugget, right? Write out your petition and then use ChatGPT to fill out the details and then reword it for yourself, because sometimes ChatGPT be fucking up. Okay, I will show you guys this. This is a really great book by Madame Pamita, and this book is really great. It teaches you all about spell work when it comes to candle spells. Okay, so it's a lot of like spell work in here that you can try, and then she also gives you like some basic, you know, understandings of like how to put it together and stuff like that. I love this book. I typically use this book when I'm trying to prepare to teach someone how to do spell work, because I've always just listened to the spirits. Y'all know I practice voodoo, right? Okay, if you know what that is, it's basically like voodoo, but the spirits just tell you what to do. If you are looking for a place to get spells from, those main places would be this book and maybe this one as well. They have a lot of other spell encyclopedias, but y'all, once I learned how to do it, I threw all my other spell books away. But when it comes to petitions, you want to make sure that you're clear, you're honest, and you speak in action. Okay, you speak in the now. Never ever speak in the future or in the past. Okay, the best thing that you can do is speak in the now. And as you speak that, I suggest just, you know, if you're using ChatGPT or if you want to write it yourself, write out an invocation that you speak as you light your spells. So I suggest before doing a spell work, you sit down, you read through your petition, you read through your day in the life, and you just feel that energy, you meditate with it, you feel it, you get into that emotional space, and then you begin. And you light your candles, you do all the things. I always start with the invocation prayer before I begin. I usually wing it, but if I don't, then I pre-write it with my petition. So I'll take my petition and I'll rework that petition into an invocation. So whatever spirits I'm working with or calling upon, I do that, I exalt them, and then I give them the petition of what I want them to do, how I want them to do it. I visualize it happening. I visualize the evolution of it, and I visualize the happening of it in the now. And then I give my gratitude, I give my thanks, and I always end off my spells with "It is as God is," and that allows me to bring forward my intention. And just like God is, it is everywhere. It is now. It is in the thinking, the creating, and the awareness of it that it's done. And so for me, that's typically how I end my spells, but you can use "So Mote It Be," you can use "Blessed Be," you can use "It is done." You know, everybody uses something different to close a work. Whatever works for you, just do your shit, right? Elevate, do your thing. I see you thriving, elevating, doing your fucking shit, bitch. And I am proud of you, and I'm grateful that you exist. Continue to rise, thrive, and do your fucking thing. And I'll see you guys on the next time. Bye.